Hello everyone. In today's video, let's have a quick recap of what's DENT has been doing and where the whole crypto market is heading. So we today had a huge big dump because Bitcoin fell below its golden 30k range and hit close to 28k. So that was a huge fall in the crypto space, and we still don't know how far we could have another bottom or not. So that's pretty unsure, but yeah, but with DENT I think we are seeing the market DENT following the Bitcoin market pretty much. So what should we do if the market goes downward or sideways? So in the recent days I've changed my way I trade and hodl things. So instead of hodling 100% of all the coins during a downtrend, what I do is I hodl 50. I still prefer to hodl, but I am now learning to trade as well a little bit. So I was asked by I went for one of her trading seminars, and they asked me, if I give $1,000, how would you make it a million in let's say 10 years time? So that question kind of rattled me a little bit, because with $1,000 what you could do and how could you make it into a million in that 10 years time? That's really impossible, because at the current market trend, the maximum interest rate that you could potentially get is 0.03%, and with 0.03% it would take probably 1,000 years to double even. So that being said, I was a bit rattled, and then I started doing a bit of research about compounding. So this is a small compounding calculator, and this will show you the power of compounding. Let's say today you have $1,000, and I can show you pretty much how volatile crypto is. And let's go on a daily chart and do some trading view and do some marks here. Let's get rid of this trade. Let's clear everything, and let's have a look on a single day. Basically, let's do a forecast for a single day. Forecast. Let's day. So that's a difference of 20%. So basically, if I go on a weekly chart, so we are on daily, and let's do a just a forecast with a weekly trend. Let's pick from there to here. So you can see that's quite a high volatility. So the point I want to make is crypto is highly volatile compared to stock market, but the stock market is quite stable from my point of view. Like if you look at finance.yahoo.com and pick any trending stocks, like let's say NEO. So that was like, if I go on the charts, and you can see it's down by 3% today compared to its opening trading price. But on a general trend, on a weekly trend, let's look at a 5-day chart. On a 5-day chart, you can clearly say it opened up at $47, and right now it's at $44. So the point I want to make is there is money. You can make money with a difference of 3 to 5% easily in a month's time on any given assets you can easily pick and work out. Like you look at Tesla or any stock price, you can easily see that on a monthly basis you could easily make somewhere between 3% to 5% very easily on a monthly scale. So that said, let's come to the compounding calculator. And if I say start with $1,000 and I go for 5%, so I make one trade and exit at 5% return. Then if you do the calculation there, you will pretty much be surprised to see how long it will take to see your millions. So it would probably take if you consistently keep making a trade every month and aim for a 5% return, you are bound to hit your $1 million in probably 12 years time. Yeah, so let's try to speed this up, because our goal is to make it in 10 years time. So what if I do by adding just $100 every month on top of my initial capital of 1,000, and let's do the maths now. So now if you see, the numbers make sense. But now we are within the 10-year range. So you start with $1,000 and aim for a 5% trade return, and increase your investment by adding $100 every month. So that would aim, so if you follow this strategy of a 5% return, and you would ask me, oh, you might be making a trade where you don't make 5%, you would be going downward. Yeah, I hear that. I was asking the same question as well. So what we should mostly do is we don't use the stop loss much. So here if you put a stop loss at, let's say, 1%, so your loss at any given trade is always 1%. Yeah, and you exit at 5%. So that way, if you look at the analogy, this will be a risk to reward ratio is of 1 to 5. So you're putting your capital at risk at 1% margin, and you're expecting a 5% return. So that's like 1:5 risk to reward ratio. So that's a pretty classic way to trade. And when, let's say, when you started with 1,000 and the price goes below 1%, you get back with the 99% of your money cash back, and then you make another trade and always start with the 1% stop loss after you make a trade. And let's say that whatever you bought hit 5%, and at this point you met your target basically. So at this point, what should we do? Should we sell it and exit, or what's the strategy to play? So instead of selling at 5%, you change your stop loss from 1% below the price to you increase it to 4% probably. So if potentially if it goes up above 5%, you still at 4% stop loss, and then you change your stop loss to 5%. Let's say it goes to 10%, you change your stop loss to 8% or 9%. So you follow the flow of the market. So that way you don't need to make another trade on that month. You can just let it grow. Hope you get what I mean. So this is the strategy pretty much I'm following now with DENT as well. So that plays out pretty much very well. And even if you look at the 1 hour chart, within a short span of you could have made like 15% to 20% return if you have made a trade at 1.8, and then now if you sell exactly right now, you would have made at least 15% return. That would cover your 3 months worth of trade. 3 months worth of returns you would have made in just one trade, and you can rest for the next 3 months. You just don't have to put pressure. But if you want to speed up your compounding and want to make your $1 million quicker, you have a strategy now in your hands, rather than just hodling blindly without having a defined strategy. This gives you an upper hand on the market, and this trading strategy is helping me a lot, because I have 50% of my DENT still in hodl because I bought quite cheap 4 years ago. I'm still holding them, 50% of it, and the remaining 50% I sold and keep buying at cheap price and selling and aiming for this 5% return consistently every month. So now I have a long-term vision of hitting $1 million, and at the same time I follow a defined strategy as well, and the profits I could use to buy other tokens as well. So that's the strategy I am right now following, and I would like to share this as well. And I prefer this new approach, but it is sometimes painful, but you're not losing so much with this new strategy. You're always putting a 1% stop loss, and you're always exiting at 1%. So that's pretty much not huge amount to lose. So that's the thing I want to say. I'm still bullish about DENT. I have no concerns of holding DENT, but just I'm changing my strategy for trading with regards to not just DENT but all my portfolio in crypto and both in stocks. So that said, that's all I want to share. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye.